Hey, good evening, everybody. I am Chuck Rogers, a licensed professional counselor and licensed marriage and family therapist.
And I'm Keith Dunn, and I'm a network engineer.
And each and every week, we try to get together and talk about life.
Yeah, doing it bold and never ever bitter.
And tonight, we're going to talk about dealing with stinky people. Pigpen.
Man, it just smells bad.
Stay tuned. We'll talk about it.
So we're really going to talk about stinky people tonight?
Yeah, we really are. I had a situation to pop up several years ago at the local YMCA.
Okay.
And we had a guy who would come into the locker room, and there's just no other way to say it. He would just smell, and it was not good. It was bad.
Okay, yeah.
It was really odd. It wasn't like it was body odor. It wasn't like, dirty clothes smell.
Okay.
It was like sour milk.
I've never heard of such a thing.
It's what the man smelled like was sour milk. And it wasn't just like, oh gosh, I can smell you. It was like he smelled up not just our locker bay, but it would smell up a large portion of the entire locker room.
No, let go of me now. You smell really bad.
It was just awful. And us guys would be in there, and we would be frustrated, mad that we were having to put up with this.
Yeah.
And we would talk about it and continue to complain to one another about it.
Right.
And Anthony, one of the guys that I would work out with, Anthony says, he says, we just stand around here like every day complaining about this guy and how bad he smells, but
don't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's what he said. He says, none of us do anything about it. None of us say anything to him. And he says, somebody should say something to him.
I wonder who that somebody would be. I know who it would be if Chuck was in the midst of my group.
And I said, you're entirely right, Anthony. Somebody should say something. I'll, take one for the team. So I took it upon myself to do this, and I was not looking forward to doing it.
That had to be so difficult.
It was really uncomfortable. I was not. I was negatively anticipating it, dreading it, but I decided I was going to do it. Decided what I was going to say, and so the day comes. I kept waiting to make sure he was there.
Right.
And I was waiting for him to come out of the large portion of the gym, and so I said to him, "Hey, can I see you for a minute?" And he was like, "Sure." It's not like we were friends. So we went down to another part that was private.
Yeah,
and
that's probably a
sat
good
down,
idea.
at a table.
Right.
And I said to him, "I just want to let you know I've been super worried about you."
Okay.
And I'm scared spitless to have this conversation with you, but I've been super worried, and I've decided that I was going to do it. I've been thinking about you. I've been praying about you. Dude, are you okay? And he says, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, just that. I mean, are you okay? I've been really worried about you."
Right. And
he says, "No, I'm feeling okay." And I said, "Well, the reason I'm asking is because I'm very concerned that something is medically wrong with you."
Oh, okay.
And he says, "No, I'm doing great."
Right.
He said, "Why do you ask?" And I said, "Well, because there's a really strong smell about you."
Okay.
And he looked really blank.
Right.
And I said, "It's not a good smell. It's a really bad odor." And he kind of got defensive and says, "Well, I just don't believe that." And I said, "No, I can assure you it's true." And he says, "Well, believe me, I work with some people, and they're very upfront. And if I smelled bad, they would tell me."
So it makes you wonder if they all smell bad.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they couldn't smell him because of their own smell.
Sure.
So I validated him, and I said, "Well, that may be true.
Right.
I don't know. But what I can tell you is that there are a lot of people here who are smelling you, and they're complaining about you, and they're not telling you, and I am."
Yeah.
And it kind of took him back for a minute.
Right.
And then I said, "Again, I'm just really afraid for you. I've been worried about you. So I just think it's a good idea that you check with your primary care physician and get checked out, because there's something that is just not right."
Well, that was really a thoughtful way of going about it. It was such a difficult process to get to that point anyway, and confront somebody with a topic like that. But to go at it telling them or asking them if they have anything medically wrong, that's a really great way to approach that, I think.
Well, it was, it was okay. It wasn't going to be any great way to do it. You just kind of have to do it.
Sure.
So I really tried hard, and then the result was that he didn't come back the next day.
Okay, I can understand that.
And then a few days later, he did come back, and I talked with him, greeted him, chatted him up, and the odor was not completely gone, but probably about 80% gone at that point. So the other guys were greeting him and chatting him up as well. And then after that day, he didn't come back anymore. So we really don't know what happened with that.
Yeah. As you were talking about that, I was kind of thinking about the old Peanuts cartoons, or the little Charles Schultz. He would go in and make those little cartoons, and Pigpen. Nobody told Pigpen.
The dude with the cloud.
Yeah, he had the cloud around him all the time. So
nobody ever talked to Pigpen about it.
Nobody ever talked to Pigpen. They should have talked to Pigpen.
Yeah, this dude didn't have a cloud around him, but.
So, moving on from that, how can we help other people? What points can we take away from this and help other people move in a direction to be able to communicate well in this process?
I think, first of all, you have to decide, do I want to do this?
Yeah, that's true.
Because most people will choose not to do something. They'll just continue to put up with the thing and complain about it.
Sure.
So you have to, decide, is this something that I'm going to do? And then you make that decision.
Right.
And then I think you decide what you're going to say. I just kind of decided in my mind what I was going to say, and I kind of winged it.
Right.
But I have at times, when I've wanted to talk to somebody about something specifically, made kind of notes, or I've written a letter. And usually with my clients, I encourage them to write a letter so that they read it to the person when they're there. That way they don't say things that they don't want to say, and they don't walk away and go, oh, I wish I would have thought of this. So you say everything that you want to say.
Yeah, writing it down, it helps you see it so you don't leave things out.
Yeah. Then decide when you're going to do it and where.
Right. Yeah.
And then make that decision and do it.
Oh, man, there's some good pointers there. Yeah. My pointer would be, I'll just find Chuck and have him talk to whoever the person is.
It's an option.
Yeah.
But, this was confronting somebody who was physically stinky. But I think the principle is larger than that you can confront people who are physically stinky, but maybe they're emotionally or relationally stinky. So you can go to them and say, I think that what you're doing, what you're saying is kind of offensive to people, and deliver your message to them.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hey, if you liked our content, I'll tell you what, please go ahead and subscribe. We'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, and be sure and ding that bell so you're notified of upcoming episodes.
And if you have ever had any situations where you've had to confront some people, write those down. Or maybe if you have been confronted and it's been helpful, write those down as well.
Yeah, put those down in the comments below.
Yeah, make sure to like it.
Yep, share it with your friends.
Thanks, everybody.
Until next time. It's always so good.
It's my favorite part.
I know, and you don't even wear a shirt with a gator on it.
No, I have a shirt with a fish from Our Coffee Limited in Boonesboro, Virginia.
Yeah, I know.
Rick and James, man. That's a
Rick James. Rick James, man. Sing us the song.
Yours doesn't even have an insignia.
No, I don't. This is a, what is this? I don't even know. Croft and Barrow, maybe.
Kohl's. It's
from Kohl's. It's probably a Croft and Barrow shirt, because I don't think they have a little symbol. I can't afford symbols. The symbol, you add that to a shirt and it goes from a $30 shirt or $35 shirt to a, I don't know, $150 shirt.
I'll never tell. Go by and see Rick and James. Our Coffee Limited, Boonesboro, Lynchburg, Virginia. Rick and James.